Let's see here. Let's see if things are gonna work. Why online? Nothing yet. There we go. Oh, turn the audio off. There we go. Alright. We are live. We are live. Long time no see, guys. Long time no see. Hope everyone's good out there. One person. That must be Hi. Hit. The Apple car is what he wrote. The Apple car. Yeah, it's a cute car. It's a cute car, but boy, we go into details about that thing. I don't know, man. I'm not so sure about that Apple car. the Honda E. Honda expensive. We'll go into details in a second here. Let me set up. Having technical difficulties. Please stand by. It is hot today. We're in the triple digits, and I'm paying for it right now. I was gonna do the live stream from a more cool spot, but the signal's no good, so I had to move to a hotter area of the house. It's hot. So let's see here. Give me a second, guys. This stupid app I use to do the live stream from my iPad, it just lost everything. I had to start over again. There it is. There it is. So there it is, the Honda E. We finally got the prices on it, in the stats, kinda. It'll be coming out in October, I believe, over here in Japan. You can see the cheapest version is over $45,000. That's not including tax, licensing, and options. The more expensive one is just under $50,000 without tax, licensing, and options. And as you can see, the range is even less on the $5,000 more model. The range is quite a bit down. I don't know. I feel like Honda they're kind of flipping everybody off in the EV community with this car. They put something out. It is a decent car, but the price and the numbers, the stats and stuff, it just doesn't make any sense for this era right now, for what's going on out there with all these new cars coming out in same price range, much bigger, much more powerful, much better range, or even less money. If you go like a Korean brand, these prices are ridiculous. You're in a Model 3 territory with this. You're actually in the model, what is it? The Model Y territory in this price range. And then Honda has the nerve to say that they only expect to sell 1,000 of these a year over here in Japan. Why make it? They're just making it to pacify the EV people. It is a flip off. It's a flip off. Pacify the governments, really. It's just to pacify the government so they can get away making their other cars. They're just flipping us off. I mean, they made a decent car. They didn't go half-assed on the car. But they're not interested in selling it either at the same time. They're just putting something out there. Some people expect to buy, but it's just to keep the government off their backs. And that's what it is. And it's cute. It's a cute car, but boy, is it teeny. It is a teeny car. And they keep saying, oh, it's an urban vehicle. It's for the cities. Dude, people in cities, they don't even want cars. Especially over here. They have an excellent train transit system, taxis. We don't have Uber, but we have excellent trains, buses, and taxis, and electric bikes, and things like that. Nobody wants a car. Now with the parking. Parking costs now about $400 to $500 a month for parking in the city. I don't know. It's just the whole thing's ridiculous. That car is almost not much more range than the first gen Leaf, and the first gen Leaf is way bigger, and the specs are almost the same too on performance, especially on the $45,000 one. The acceleration and the torque and all that stuff almost identical to the Leaf basically, and but the size, the Leaf is way more comfortable to ride in. I don't know what they're thinking, and the price of the Leaf New is even less than that. Hey, how's it going, Aaron? How you doing, buddy? Long time no see. I'm doing okay. It's just so hot. That's why I haven't done any video. Haven't done streams because it is too hot. Like today, I can't even do a video for very long. I am dying here. I am sweating so hard. My house is in the triple digits inside. It feels like Arizona in here. It feels like where you're from, dude. And so I don't like streaming in this temperature. I've been actually trying to stay cool. Let me see. So I had a couple weeks off, and my wife and I took the bike out. Went for a little trip. Went to Fukushima. And you guys say, hey, wait a minute, that name sounds familiar. Yeah, Fukushima is right where that famous nuclear power plant exploded. And actually, I was this was actually kind of close to it. It's beautiful. We found a great spot. This is up more inland. The power plant is on the ocean. This was up in the mountains. It's beautiful, right next to a dam where we camped at. My wife found an awesome spot where it was free camping with full facilities, washrooms and where they have barbecue pits and lots of sinks to wash it, clean up and stuff. It was a really nice facility. Let's see, here's a picture of the campsite. My wife's just sitting there. It was hot. It was hot that day, so you can see her. She's pretty hot. I think we were making dinner at the time. She was cooking some local corn we bought, and getting ready for a nice camp out. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful trip, and it was all free, except for the gas on the scooter. But that scooter, it sips gas. I think it cost me like $6 for the whole trip for gas on that motorcycle. It says motorcycle. I call it a scooter because it's kind of a scooter, but it's also motorcycle, and you have gears. You do shift, but you don't have a clutch. Well, they have a clutch, but the clutch is built right into the foot. They put the clutch down where when you start to push on the gear lever, it engages the clutch and pops the gears. So you don't actually have a hand clutch on it. It's pretty cool. Also, you can stop in any gear and it won't stall out. It's pretty cool. So yeah. Oh yeah, it's hot. Had 50 days of 110 Fahrenheit this summer. Yeah, that's hot. At least you guys I think your dry heat, it's really humid over here. We're having about 104 degree temps outside, and with the humidity at about 80%, so it's not too pleasant. Probably feels the same. Probably feels about the same as what you're dealing with. Not fun. But we had a late start. Summer didn't start until literally August. We had just rain and crappy weather all the way through June, July, and then finally when August first came, it started to clear up a bit. And then the heat came about 4 days into August to start getting pretty hot. And then it's been solid hot since the 4th. Yeah. So this was done, I think, August 9th. We went to Fukushima up into the mountains and camped out for a night. And it was a blast. Had a blast. And yeah, that's what we did. Monsoon is here. Now it's humid. A monsoon? I didn't know Nevada got monsoons. Okay. Cool. Motorcycle camping. Yeah, motorcycle camping is pretty fun. I really enjoy this motorcycle. It's a lot of fun, and it's just a small 110cc bike, but more than enough torque. It's got a good gearbox on it. More than enough torque and power to go up mountains with 2 people and stuff. We were cruising pretty good. I was keeping up with the traffic, no problem up the mountain passes and stuff. Did really well for its size, and because of its size, it also just does really well in fuel economy. I think I paid $6 for the whole trip on fuel. It doesn't even have a gallon tank in it. It's a small tank, and it just cruises. So I would take an electric car. I was thinking about taking a Leaf, but with those extreme temps we've been having, I would have been making a lot of stops. And that battery, you guys know how to Leaf, first gen Leaf, it doesn't have any active cooling on it. So after a couple charges, I think I would have been in kind of a hot water, in a little trouble, because it is six hour trip to get there from our house. So the Leaf would have been pushing it. And also, nice thing about the bike, I can park the bike right where I camp. If I have the car, the car park is really far away. I have to carry everything over to the campsite. I thought, this is nice. So I took the bike. So yeah, but I did want to take the Leaf. By the way, I did do some number checks on my Leaf because, what is it, 2015, it's now 2020. We're in August. I thought you guys would be interested to know that still 80%, I can still do better than 100 miles on an 80% charge, which is not bad for as old as that car is. And I did lose one seg a while back, so I'm at 11 segs on it. But considering the battery has, oh my gosh, I think I'm at 1,800 charges. I think quick charges alone are like over 1,300 charges on quick charges alone. I think I might be getting the numbers wrong. Don't have the top of my head, but it's well over 1,000 quick charges, and then along with the the level 2 charges at my house, it's crazy how many charges are on that battery, and it's still going strong. I can still do, even with these new tires, which aren't as efficient as my previous tires, I can still do over 100 miles at 80% charge. So I'm really proud of it, and that's really recent. I did a drive test, a range test just recently on it, just for you guys. Let's see. Good to see you again. Yeah. Oh, hey, Terry. Wow. Terry, I'm so sorry about my package for you. I'm so sorry. Dude, I'm not even gonna apologize. I shouldn't even apologize. I shouldn't even brought it up because it's all on me. This is all on me. Trying to get my wife to help me ship something out is impossible. Besides that, I have to replace all the food items, like I said before. It's my fault. I haven't gone out. It's kind of a pain in the butt. I haven't gone out and got those food items to replace with. And it's all on me, dude. I'm sorry about that. But eventually, someday, you'll get a package. Maybe 5 years from now. But you'll be surprised. It'll be a pleasant surprise. To be honest with you, I did pick up a t-shirt, a brand new t-shirt for you again. I found a t-shirt this year as well. And I thought, to make up to you, I got you another t-shirt unique to Japan. I picked it up a couple months ago, just before I was going to ship it. I was going to ship it. And then the money I was going to use to ship it with, it went to other things. And then now money comes and goes really quick around here. I've had a few chances in the meantime to ship again, and it's my fault. I take full responsibility. I'm sorry. But it will get to you someday. And I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. I'm working on trying to get some really unique food items and stuff for it. It'll be a lot of fun. I think it'll be fun for you when you do get it. Thoughts on the upcoming Nissan Ariya? Yeah, we're going to get to that because I am not happy about that. I don't know. Maybe you guys are excited about it. I am not. I feel like... Oh, I got something really good. Chad Smith, one of my subscribers, he's from Portland. I met up with him when I went over to America when my father was dying. I went over when I was visiting my father when he was, in the hospital. I also met up with Chaz. Super nice guy. He just sent me a link to an awesome article. Let me pop it up for you. So I'm gonna click this thing and change this. I'm gonna change it to this. He sent me a link to this story. Some of you guys might have seen this. This was a very interesting... I don't know if you guys can read that. Can you guys read that on this little teeny screen? I'll try to make it as big as possible. This was an interesting story. How a powerful Nissan insider tore apart Carlos Ghosn's legacy. This guy was pure evil. Pure evil. And I thought it was a Japanese man. But the Japanese man was only part of the story. This guy is another foreigner... that Kelly, the other guy that got arrested with Ghosn when they came over here, Kelly, poor Kelly, he thought this guy was a good guy. He brought him in 2014 into corporate over at Yokohama, and this guy just totally stabbed everybody in the back for his own personal gain. As a matter of fact, this guy should be arrested as well, but because he was going to help the prosecutors, go after Ghosn and Kelly and all these other guys that this guy wanted to go after, he got immunity. He's still at Nissan, guys. This is why I'm a little bit angry. This story verifies and confirms everything I said about Nissan. I've been over here long enough. I know how things work over here. I know how Japanese look at us foreigners, view us foreigners and stuff like that. And it just blew my mind when I found it was a foreigner stabbing us in the back. for his own personal gain. He's a greedy SOB. I'm not. Do not like this guy. His name is on here. Let's see if I can read it from this little thing. His name is Hadi Nada, and that's really short for some other name. His actual name is some really long name. He looks Indian, but I guess he's from where is it? Malaysia. I think he looks Indian, but he was born in Malaysia. I still think he's Indian. His parents might have been working in Malaysia when he was born. The story doesn't go into too depth. I didn't read the whole story. It's a long story. I'm just getting to the part where it talks about his history and stuff. He started in 1999, I believe, with Nissan as a low-level attorney over in UK, and he stayed there for a long time. He didn't. I think he didn't get over here till 2012, and then Kelly noticed him in 2014, promoted him to a high up position where he worked, personally with Ghosn and Kelly, and that's when the guy started going after him. And he's a scumbag, really scumbag. Let's see, many don't even wave when it goes. Let's see. Pretty damn hot, 100 miles. Oh, pretty damn good, 100 miles. Yeah, thanks, Aaron. Sorry about that, guys. I missed those comments. Yeah, I think so. I'm really proud of this Leaf. It is really doing well. I can't complain. We go up in the mountains anymore. I love going to the mountains. With the lockdown and we're not in lockdown anymore, but we're still in not lockdown mode, but everybody's acting weird, and so there's not a lot you can do, which is fine with me. I don't have any money anyway, so we just go for drives. I love going up into the mountains. I love looking for lakes and waterfalls and rivers in the mountain and stuff, just to go and check out the beauty and stuff. And the Leaf, I never get worried. I never ever freak out because there's no chargers up in the mountains, but the car. The regen is just awesome on it. I have no problem getting regen back coming down the mountains and stuff. Never a problem. This car is just, love it. Charges fast. Does really well on 80%. And like I said, it regens really beautifully because the battery pack is not too big. So coming down the mountain, you get a lot of regen back. And so, yeah, the car's doing great. Love it. I'm not sure what Terry means by many don't even wave when it goes by. I'm not sure what he's talking about there. Not sure. Not sure what he's talking about there. But, well, maybe Terry will you expand on that, please? Because I'm not sure what you mean by that. Anyways, the Aria, I wanted to go into that too. I want to talk about the Honda E and the Aria. I feel like they have two cars, and I actually had one of my subscribers just recently asked me to do a review on one of the cars that came out. Is a new e-Power. It's a brand new, from the bottom up, first new model car Nissan's put out in like over 10 years. It's ridiculous how long they went without putting out a new model car. And it's an e-Power, and it's an SUV, a small SUV. I tried it out, and in all honesty, was not too impressed. It did have you step on the axle, they're not even four-wheel drive. They don't even offer four-wheel drive with this SUV. It's a two-wheel drive car. It makes no sense what they were thinking with this SUV. They don't even offer the option of a four-wheel drive model, which I don't understand that. But it's a two-wheel drive only e-Power SUV. Interior looks nice. Exterior is okay. The styling is nothing to write home about. I mean, it's just same old. Fuel economy is okay. I guess pretty good for a small SUV. But power could have been better. I think they could have done a little bit better job on power because this car starts at $45,000 as well. It's a hybrid for $45,000. And it's a small SUV, not any roomier in it than the Leaf. It's like a Leaf jacked up. So it has a nice interior. I'll give it that. It's a nice looking interior with the seats and everything. But I'm not impressed. And of course, Japanese, they love new models, so it is selling better than a lot of other Nissan cars right now because it's gone so long since they've had a new model come out. but that won't last long. They get a peak, it goes zzz, like that, and then it's gonna drop off and flatten out. And I don't think it's gonna help their company. Their company lost over $6 billion this last year, over $6 billion, mainly because of what NADA did. But it's not just NADA; it's also just what's going on with everything, with the environment of cars out there, with the pandemic going on. People are smart. They don't know what's going on with people are being smart with their money finally. And they're like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know how long this stupid thing's going to last. And my job could be at risk, so I am not going to be making any purchase anytime soon, which that's what people should be doing because we don't know what's going on. I've been hearing from a lot of economists that are talking about this is a huge economic purge that's going on. And, of course, the huge corporations, you see it in the stock market, Apple, Google, Tesla, those guys are just skyrocketing, but everyone else is getting hammered. And small businesses have already lost 30% of small businesses have gone out of business. And of that 30%, most of them are not going to come back. We've lost them now. It's a major grabble. It's a major grabble on businesses out there. We'll have to wait and see how long this is going to last, but it's affecting people's economy. It's affecting the economy. It's affecting people's pocketbooks, and so I don't know, man. Nissan's in bad shape. $6.3 billion lost this last year, and you're probably not going to have Nissan in America much longer. I think Nissan America will be going bye-bye. They already. What blows my mind is they just recently switched over to those NV200s for the taxis in New York and stuff. Nissan's not even gonna produce them anymore in America. So they just dropped the ball on New York City. So they're like, see ya, bye. They didn't even care. See, what does Aaron say? Audio specs sound good. Liquid cooling and CC. Yeah. It's going to compete with Ford Mustang SUV. It won't. I don't think it has a chance against the Ford Mustang. Personally, dude, I don't know. Maybe over you guys where it's gonna be better, dude. It's starting over $60,000 over here. Start, and there's like 4 different models, right? So if you go the high up model, that's Tesla Model X. You're getting dangerously close to Tesla Model X price range over here. I don't know what it's gonna be in the States on price, but over here the price is ridiculous. I don't see that being a Ford Mustang SUV competitor at all. It's okay. It's got, dude, why are we getting excited about something that has been out, all the other manufacturers have been making that kind of car for what, how many years now? 6 years? Most of the competitors have already had the liquid cooling and the over the air updates and all that stuff has been standard. Or flat floor. They were making a big deal at the thing. Oh, it's got a flat floor. Whoop-de-doo! Dude, most of their EVs have always had that. That stupid bump on the floor was only a Nissan thing. Now, Nissan, they swore up and down. The reason why they had the bump is because the fire department asked them to put that, kill switch in, and that's why they put the bump in, but I don't buy that for a second. Yeah, like the car is nice. It's got good specs, but they're so not like, I don't know. They're just disappointing to me. The specs are good. They're good specs, but it's not a game changer for Nissan. It's too little, too late, as far as I'm concerned. Money's gone. Well, I get it. Exactly. So Terry, it sounds like you ordered Aria. That's cool. Money don't even wait when it goes by. I'm still not sure what that means, but okay. Money's gone. Oh, I see. It's going to be 50,000, but it might come out too late. Yeah, I think it's going to come out too late. Yeah. It's going to, let's see, most everything is up in the air still. This scandemic ends. Yes, thank you, Terry, for backing me up on that one. Right. It is up in the air until the stupid pandemic, scamdemic, when it ends. And if anybody wants to challenge me on that, dude, I've been over here for over 7 months without a mask ever. My children, my students, I don't allow masks on their faces because the mask actually does the opposite. And if you ask any hospital, any care worker that works in the medical world, they'll agree with you on this, because they were telling this stuff before any of this stuff happened. They were telling people not to leave masks on because, Japanese, Asians love to wear masks during allergy season. I get that. It does help with allergies a bit. But they would leave them on too long, and they're like, dude, there's like hypoxia. That's a real thing, guys. Wearing a mask too long can do all kinds of stuff to your pulmonary system. It's not safe. It also lowers your blood oxygen level 20%, and it raises your blood carbon dioxide level. Carbon dioxide is not good for you. What it does is it makes your blood more acidic, which means it makes your blood is not as alkaline as it's normally supposed to be. So it gives you a higher risk of germs, getting sick from germs and things like that. There's a lot of things about a mask that aren't good. As a matter of fact, a guy I know who just recently had a baby in a hospital, he never wears a mask either, but he decided he's going to wear a mask because it's a hospital. That's one place where you should wear a mask probably because of, germs and stuff like that. So he put a mask on, but then he realized after a while he didn't have to, so he took it off, and his wife was getting a C-section. He was in the room, and the doctors even bat an eye. The hospitals know what the masks, how good they are, and how effective they really are. They're not. There's zero evidence pointing to a mask being effective at all. There's a lot of evidence pointing to a mask if you're wearing it for 8 or more hours a day and touching it and stuff, how that's very detrimental to your health. There's a lot of evidence on that. So, so I don't put that on my kids. I don't wear a mask, and I should be dead according to all the stories out there. All the stories, I should be dead by now, or, one of my kids should have gotten sick. I have a huge school near my house. It's a competition school. They opened up a few years after I opened up. And they're a big chain, so they get all the business mainly. I just get the leftovers. But they have, because they're a big school and a big chain, of course, they have all the policies. So the kids have to wear a mask the whole time they're there. They do the alcohol all the time and stuff. And look what happened. They they have supposedly a COVID outbreak at that school. It's not COVID. The kids got sick because they compromised their pulmonary system with the mask. And so they're closed down for a few weeks. In the meantime, none of my kids have ever been sick. They're doing great, because the best thing you can do for your kids' immune system is keep the stress out of them. Don't ever let them stress out. So I don't take them anywhere where they're going to see people wearing masks or anything. I keep them stress level low. It's hot. It's wicked hot. I know. We're gonna get going soon. I keep the kids away from any kind of thing that will remind them what's going on. I just don't want the fear. I don't want their stress level up, because stress is that's the killer. That will destroy your immune system. Also, let them outside, let them play, be active. That helps your immune system, and just keep them happy and healthy. And that's the best thing you can do for them. And I think it's proven. I've proven it. 7 months, 8 months that we've dealt with it over here, and we have more people died this summer from heat exhaustion than the whole time. The whole time we've been dealing with this corona thing that died from it. We have a 99.9% recovery rate from this corona. If you really believe in it, 99.9%. If you can, let's say you believe in the COVID, we have a 99.9% recovery rate. 0.01% die from it supposedly. Those are the same stats as a brand new bridge. A standard brand new bridge has the safety, the margin of failure is 0.01%. I don't see people getting out of their cars and swimming across rivers. They take the bridge, but people are acting ridiculous about these odds of getting of recovery. You have a 99.9% chance of recovery, and you're just putting a mask on all the time, endangering your health with that. Unbelievable. But yeah, once that's all done, once we get away from that, then things can get back to normal. But that's the $1 million question. When is this going to end? And this is why, another reason why the heat, I haven't been doing any streams for that because of that. But also, I just can't be making review videos or streams where I'm recommending certain EVs and stuff like that to purchase. This is not the time to be purchasing any kind of major purchase. This is the time to be laying low and just, riding the storm out. We just don't know how it's going to end. And so that's all I have to say about that. And I know I'm going to upset some of you guys out there, and I don't mean to upset some of you guys. It's just my opinion. And if I'm wrong, I'll be dead in a little while and you won't care. But, let's see here. All right, a little too late. Yeah, I think so too. Oh, It's also Jim. Oh my gosh, I haven't heard from you for a while, buddy. Sorry, my phone crashed. I got a new phone, and when I lost my old phone, dude, that's why I hate Line. Line is so anal. They're so anal about how they do their things. I couldn't log into my old Line account. I have a new Line account, so I don't have you anymore. That's why you haven't been able to reach me. Also, Jim. But it's good to hear from you again. All my friends in Las Vegas are out of work. Right, no jobs. Unemployment is only for 20. What then? Yeah. By the way, what's up? Smart for 2 cars going to be made in China for their market. Right. I heard about that. Yeah, I heard about that too. Right. China is just killing it with the EV market. You know, and it's not fair because they're making it very affordable and very good. Like very China's being very aggressive trying to get people to make cars, manufacture cars in their country. So that's why Tesla's over there and all the big companies are over there. Volvo is basically Chinese anymore. They're all over there now, and so they get they get better price than I get over here. Japan is still anti any kind of competition from the foreign market. So, yeah, doing good. Thanks, Oslo Jim. Doing really well. Miss you. I miss you. I wish I could hear from you again. We'll have to figure something out. You still have my email address. You can always email me, and I'll send you my new Line information. Sorry about that. Yeah, you're right. And I heard now the latest one is the feds are now getting involved. What is it? What's that? What's that famous federal agency that after Katrina was just getting all the heat? Anyways, I heard they're handing out like people getting unemployment when they're starting to see the FEMA mark on their checks. That's not a good sign. That's not a good sign at all. If you live in a bubble, your immune system suffers. Right, Terry, you're right, and that's what's happening. And I think it's partially on purpose. I hate to say that, but I really do think part of it is they need the numbers, and the numbers aren't working out in their favor for a pandemic. Not like what we're taught a pandemic is supposed to be like. Wuhan, China just had a huge beach party. If you saw the photos and the videos of that, it was hilarious. They had a huge beach party where they're just shoulder to shoulder, no mask, they're just shoulder to shoulder on a pool, literally can't move, and the DJ's playing music and stuff, and there's just thousands of people there, no mask or anything, no social distancing or anything. They're partying, they've moved on. And I think if this was a real pandemic, we're talking like you would lose like 1/3 of the population pretty quickly. If it was a real pandemic, they're not getting these numbers. And so I think what they want is just more people to get some kind of a pulmonary thing, because the way they do the test, they're not actually looking for the virus. They're looking for some kind of RNA strand. And the funny thing is we all carry it in our bodies because that comes, I did a lot of research on this. Very fascinating. But it's coming from exosomes. And exosomes are something our cells put out where they're trying to get rid of the toxicity, all the toxicity that we collect in our daily lives, just foods we eat, environmental pollution, air pollution stuff, all that toxins that are in our cells, they expulse that through exosomes. Well, the exosomes, if you look at it through an electron microscope, lo and behold, they are completely identical to what they claim is the coronavirus. The picture you see all the time of that CG picture you see all the time of the coronavirus, that's an exosome. That's exactly the same thing. It's the cells, and that's where the RNA is coming from. We all carry it in our system. We all carry that in our bodies. And what they do is the way they do the testing to test for COVID, it's a magnification test over and over and over, and they magnify. They just magnify everything. Of course, it's going to pop up. That's why they had to come out and say, yeah. Now the government's saying it's only correct 50% of the time. If the government's saying 50% of the time, you know it's even worse than that. Probably like correct only 80% of the time, really. It's so because the way they do the test is just ridiculous for doing a test on this thing. But if we were in a real crisis, people would be dying. Like it would be scary. You would be scared. You wouldn't be able to over here. Japanese always like masks. They have no problem wearing a mask. They love wearing a mask. So there's 100% compliance basically with the Japanese over here. But I always talk about critical thinking. It's like, come on, guys, use your brains. You wore a mask for 8 hours today, even in your car while you're driving wearing a mask, but you're willing to take your family to a restaurant and take the mask off and eat in a family restaurant with everybody else all around you. You just destroyed all those hours of trying to be quarantined from the rest of the world. All gone in those few seconds. It's the same thing when you go to the checkout stand and they make you do those. They have that line, the lines on the floor, the social distancing lines, and you're all lined up, and you have to, 6 feet apart from everybody, and you got that plastic shield at the check stand at the register, and yet you're still touching. If you're using a credit card, you're still touching the same pad. They never clean that touch pad. You're still the checkers touching everything with their hands and handing it and putting it, and you're putting it in your bag. There's nothing there. And then once you get past that check stand and you go to the area where you bag your groceries, at least over here, you go to the area where you bag your groceries, everyone's shoulder to shoulder again. There's no social distancing at all. It's called critical thinking. It's like, wait a minute, And I think deep down inside, people know this isn't real, but at the same time, they don't want to stick out. It's the thing about the nail sticks out gets hammered over here. And so they're wearing a mask just to comply, but they know deep down inside this isn't real. Because if it was real, you would know it. You would know it. You would have 30% of people in your family and people you knew would be gone by now, and it would be scary. It would be scary. You wouldn't want it. You wouldn't. Restaurants would all be shut down. They wouldn't be open at all. Grocery stores would probably be like, I don't know how they would do it, but it wouldn't be like they're doing now. It would be a very scary world if that happened, and if that was a real thing. And it's not working. So what they're doing is they're upping it. They're just upping it more. Don't let the kids go outside. Keep the kids inside. Put the mask on. Keep the mask on. Wear goggles. Wear gloves. And they just keep adding more and more. Use the hand gels. Well, that's called superbug territory. My stepfather, when he was alive, he went into a hospital for some kind of thing, and he got a superbug while he was there because all the sterilization all the time, it created a superbug. And he almost died from that. It had nothing to do with what he went into the hospital for, but he got a superbug, an infection from the superbug, and that almost killed him. Luckily, they had some pretty powerful antibiotics that were able to help him because he always had a weak immune system. And that's how he almost died, was a superbug. And that's why hospitals have always been talking about it, and the doctors too have always been talking about it. Don't use hand sanitizer so often. Stop using the hand sanitizer so often. It's not good. You're creating superbugs and stuff like that. But yeah, I think that's why I think it's kind of on purpose. Hate to say that, but I think they want better numbers. I think they do. And the good news is, though, most of these things you do recover. If you have a normal immune system and you get sick with hypoxia or whatever, you're going to recover. You're not going to die from it. And so, but yeah. Let's see. Living under probably get banned for saying this. Yeah, my other channel already got banned, so I'm used to it. Whatever. Check out line later. Thanks also, Jim. I'll call you later. Thanks also, Jim. What's this called? Polestar Volvo. Yes, right. Chinese. It's Chinese. That's what's so funny. Over here in Japan, Volvo's really popular right now in Japan. And I kind of laugh because they only the snobs buy those cars. They're like, nice Chinese car. Hey, I always say that to them. I say, hey, I like your car. Nice Chinese car. I didn't know you could get Chinese cars over here. They get so mad. It's Swiss. No, or Swedish, whatever it is. It's like, no, that's Chinese. China bought it out. That company's owned by China now. Let's see here. I have a cowboy bandana. I don't own a mask. There you go. I like that. Yeah, that's funny. Take a look at the iconic podcast. Interesting take on the sin. Oh, thanks, Terry. I will. Check it out. I will. If you really want to get sick, go to a hospital. Infections are everywhere there. Well, like I was talking about, because of sterilization stuff, they have a problem with the sewer bugs and stuff in the hospitals. A hospital is where people go to die. Yeah, Terry. And also, Jim, you're absolutely right. That's why I do everything I can to avoid hospitals. I do. I have health insurance. I pay it through the nose for, and I never use it. I don't go. Because you're absolutely right. Also Japanese hospitals. They're westernized, but I don't think so. No thanks. Let's get back to the car. Sorry about that, guys. But I think it is too little too late for the Nissan. I think what's going on with Ghosn. This story, guys, check it out. It's a Bloomberg story. How a powerful Nissan insider tore apart Carlos Ghosn's legacy. You gotta read this. It's depressing because, Nissan is the one company that's never been good about staying away from scandals. They are always in trouble. They were always in trouble. Them and Mitsubishi. Toyota got busted one time. Mitsubishi and Nissan, they get nailed all the time for illegal practices, business practices. So that already we were already dealing with somebody you just didn't know about. And then with what happened to Ghosn, and I'm really upset about that. Ghosn bailed their butts out. They were gone. Nissan was going to be gone. Either gone or totally bought out by another company. Ghosn comes in, and yes, Renault becomes their major shareholder at the time when he bails them out. But the thing is, Ghosn, if you read this article, it's in there too. Ghosn was doing everything he can to help them. He was trying to get more and more Japanese back on the board. He was trying to give Japanese Nissan, Japan Nissan, more of a say in the business practices. He was doing what he could. And they weren't being patient. They were this idiot, this guy, this evil man that was behind all the espionage, hacking into Ghosn's accounts and stuff, and also setting them up and stuff. He did not do this for the good of the company. He was doing it for personal gain reasons. And Nissan they fell for it, and they went along with him. And yeah, so I don't have a lot of respect for Nissan right now. I mean, it's bad enough that Nissan gasoline vehicles are just crap. They're really, don't ever buy a Nissan gasoline vehicle recently that's been made recently. They're just not any good. The electric vehicles, thank goodness, because electric vehicles, they're kind of bulletproof, and so they make a decent vehicle there. But the gasoline counterparts are just garbage. And then on top of that, you just got this company that just like the man that saved them and was trying to help them. He was really, just before he was about to retire, he was doing everything he could to get them back into not a majority role, but a better position where they'd have more power in the voting of what's going to happen with the company and stuff. And but that wasn't soon enough for them, and so they're just tearing him up to pieces. And the thing is, they signed the contract. They agreed to the terms back in 1999 or whatever it was. And now, when they're doing really well, their Japanese side of the business is doing really well. They're like, no, we want our power back, and it's like, it doesn't work that way, guys. It doesn't work that way, and they're just acting like children. Of course, that goes back to a famous quote from General MacArthur when he was overlooking the rebuilding of Japan after the war. One of his famous quotes, he called Japan a nation of 12-year-olds. And boy, that guy was brilliant, man. That's like, brevity is the soul of wit, right? That's a really great way of summing up how you do business in Japan. It is like dealing with a lot of 12-year-olds when you're doing business with companies over here. So he was a brilliant man. Let's see. I'm terrified of the hospital. Yeah, who isn't? Yeah, I agree with the smooth operator. Absolutely. Let's see. Old Soldier says Nissan can always change their name. Yeah. Let's see. Maybe Datsun. No, they did. You're right. I love the sarcasm, but it's true. They just made a big deal about changing their emblem, and that Aria is going to be the very first, the new emblem. That'll fix everything. Well, we made a new emblem. We've got a new version of the Nissan emblem. That's the stuff they do. That's going to bail them out. Maybe over here, but not in the rest of the world. Yeah, that has a nice ring to it. That's a good one. That's a good one, old Slow Jim. Absolutely. Let's see what we got here from Nizam. Nizam says, question, are there any electronic K-cars? Oh, electric K-cars. K-cars make sense to be electric, I small. Yeah, great question, by the way, and I love K-cars. You hit a subject that I love. My favorite car has become the K-car. They are amazing vehicles. They're highly, extremely strongly regulated in this country. The government has way too much power over them. But luckily, manufacturers have brilliant engineers that can work around these BS regulations to make really quite impressive cars that this guy obviously knows about. Let me see. I want to say his name right. Nizam. Nizam knows what he's talking about. K-cars are a great car that can be very roomy on the inside, but they have a small footprint on the outside. They usually get, as the gasoline version goes, like I have a wagon style, I have a big boxy wagon style K-car, and I still pull off over 50 miles to the gallon when I'm careful with that car. I was averaging 56 miles to the gallon on that thing the other day when I was testing it out. I was trying out to see what I could get for range on that. And it has a very small tank because I got the four-wheel drive version, so since I have a drive shaft going through right to the back of the car, it they broke my tank, and the gas tank got kind of cut in half. I got two sides now, and it's a much smaller tank than the two-wheel drive version. And I was doing really well. So I was getting normally I was lucky if I got 280 kilometers on one tank of gas, and that's not really. That's like barely above. That's a little bit better than the Nissan Leaf over here on one charge, the first gen Leaf on one charge. But I tried really hard. I was getting 300 and, what was it? It was well over 300 kilometers of range when I was really taking it easy and just testing the rangeability on that car. The K cars are great, and that's a boxy one. I know there's cars over here get 100 miles to the gallon, guys. 100 miles to the gallon. And they don't even suffer too much on performance. They're doing pretty good. They've really improved them a lot since I came over here. They now have 7 to 8 speed transmissions, CVTs. They have paddle shifting available, turbos, GDIs, VTECs. My car has all three: GDI, VTEC, turbocharged engine. So that's why I have really good performance, but also really good fuel economy. Great car, but electric. Do they have any electrics? Well, before all the scandal broke out, Nissan and Mitsubishi were working on a full electric K car that was going to be a wagon style. Mitsubishi already came out well before the Nissan Leaf with their first full electric K car. It was called the iMEV. And iMEV, or however you want to pronounce it, it sold really well in the UK and over here pretty well too. It actually has a way better resale value. I love that look. I love that little car. It's a cute little car. And you can get about 100 miles on one charge over here with that car. And so I was interested in trying to find one used for myself. But actually the resale value of that thing is way higher than a Leaf. I can get I can get a first gen Leaf with practically a brand new battery, like full 12 segs, low mileage Leaf for $7,500 over here. 75. I kid you not. I found one. It was an X. It was a middle range, and it still had all the bells and whistles, but it didn't have the LED lights. The only thing it didn't have was the fog lights and LED lights. It had the halogen lights. I hate halogen. But other than that, it was a really good car. It had the battery. I checked the battery health on it. It was ridiculously high. It was like 93% battery health on it. Full 12 segs, and they wanted $7,500 for that car. iMEV with a battery that's comparable is going to cost you about $12,000 for MEV. Very good cars. The Mitsubishi MEV is not water cooled, but they got creative with that. I'm starting to understand why it was kind of a popular car. It didn't have water cooling, so that it was also a passive cooling battery pack, but it did have a trick up its sleeve. When it was parked or when you were charging, the air conditioning would come on, and they had air conditioning ducts that ran right to the battery compartment, and they would cool the battery using the air conditioning. How clever was that? So probably a little bit better off than the Nissan Leaf, first gen Leaf. Great cars. And they still make them over here. I don't know if they're available anywhere else, but the iMEVs are still being produced over here in Japan. That's it for electric K cars. But hopefully Nissan will pick up where they were left off and make that wagon, the full size, the bigger K car with the better range. Hopefully that'll come soon. Great car. I love K cars. Don't even get me started on those. I can talk about them forever. So good question, Nissan. See here. ICE cars are all junk. I'll never buy ICE again. I feel the same way, Terry. I mean, I have one ICE car just because I couldn't, when I had to give up my Leaf. That was the lease Leaf. I didn't have a choice. That's the only. I had to find a cheap car because I still had so much money left over on the payments. So when I transferred over, it was still a pretty good monthly payment on the car. But yeah, I can't stand it. I can't stand ICE cars. Even as good as a Honda is, I'm done with them. I'm loving this used Leaf. I'm telling you guys, you just consider it a good condition. Thanks to LeaseBuy, you can find. It's easy to find a good conditioned battery first gen Leaf, and you can get a good deal on it. And those cars are doing really well. I'm really pleased with my car, and it just does so well. It's bulletproof. Never gives me crap, and the air conditioning is so powerful. Love it. Let's see what else we got. Also, Jim says car sales in Japan suck right now. Yeah, but they will never discount them. Right? They don't. Plus full price for options. Don't budge. Okay. Don't need a car. Right. That's why I won't buy new anymore in this country. Absolutely will not. Used is the way to go. And even used cars are really expensive over here most of the time. Used cars they have terrible. The only car that is a good deal is the Nissan Leaf. Everything else has extremely high resale value, especially the Hondas. So, but I'd rather get used anything over new anything in this country because they don't give any good deals. They don't budge on price. The options are wicked expensive, and then the tax is really high. They have really high tax, licensing. They charge for everything. They charge for recycle fees. They charge for everything. You're easily adding on $2,000 to $5,000, depending on the kind of car you buy, $2,000 to $5,000 in taxes and licensing on a car when you buy. So it can be very expensive to buy a new car in this country, and then you don't have the nice. You don't have much of a like if you buy EV, you don't get much of a money back. What's interesting is Toyota came out with a new hybrid. They have a new RAV4 hybrid, a plug-in hybrid. I'm actually seriously thinking about that maybe because it has really good range in the plug-in hybrid part, which would be in this country be more than enough for my daily usage. And the hybrids still get a fairly good tax rebate when you buy them. The thing is though, it's sold so well that the government contacted Toyota and said stop selling them. Toyota can't sell them right now. They're being blocked because the government ran out of money, the rebate money. So many people pre-ordered the RAV4 plug-in hybrid over here. The government ran out of rebate money, and they contacted Toyota and said, no more. You can't sell anymore for a while. So that's out of the question. I wouldn't buy it new anyways, but that's actually a pretty decent car. The plug-in hybrid RAV4 is gorgeous. And the price is very reasonable compared to some of the other cars, especially compared to a Nissan or something like that. And I trust Toyota. Toyota Hondas, and I'm not really, you guys know me. You know how I feel about hybrids. I'm not a big hybrid fan because you have double the possibilities of braking. Also, they're just more expensive off the line. They're just way more expensive than an EV or gasoline car because you got two systems combined. It is expensive. But the RAV4 is tempting. It is tempting. See here. The battery gets, let's see. I saw Bjorn testing the Honda E months ago. Yeah, I saw that too. It's expensive, yeah. The battery gets hot, slow down charging. Right, yeah, it does. Yeah, I saw that too. Just a hybrid K car. Yeah, there is a hybrid K car. Suzuki makes, I think it's Suzuki. Suzuki makes a hybrid K car. They're the only ones. They're the only ones that have a hybrid K car. Let's see. I don't think they have pure electric yet. I don't know what you're talking about. I just told you there's a pure electric. It's called the iMIEV. It's from Mitsubishi. It gets a little over 100 miles per charge, but it's expensive. Did you see the weekend element, the wrecked element in Europe? I think it was a test drive. Did not see that. That's hilarious. I didn't even hear about it. Thanks for the tip, Legend. We'll check it out. Aaron says Nissan is finally advertising the Leaf. It's saying 5 billion zero emissions miles driven worldwide. That's possible. We're going by the first gen numbers, I think. Second gen is selling well over here, but I don't think it's selling as well in other markets. There's just too much better competition out there. The second gen Leaf, they really shot themselves in the foot not going with a better BMS system. See here. Also, just says Honda Inbox Custom have 94% resale. Yeah. Part of the reason why I got that. I mean, it was one of the cheapest cars I could find out because that was the best deal. I had a friend that worked at Honda. He gave me a really sweet deal. Only reason why is because he's a friend. Gave me a sweet deal on the trade-in value of my Leaf, and so I still had to transfer I transferred $7,000 from that Leaf over to the new car. However, I put $7,000 cash down. I thought that would equalize it out. I am still a little underwater, but not much, man. I can't believe what people are offering me for that Inbox at 2 years after I bought it. Pretty good resale value. Yeah, Hondas have excellent resale value. And the Inbox is the number one selling K car over here in Japan. Great car. For good reason. Oh my gosh. Driving that car, you don't feel like you're in a K car. I love K cars. I do love K cars. Let's see here. Down to Smooth Operator says, I should get my glasses. Nissan dealer refused to take my 2012 Leaf on trade. What? For 2018 Leaf. My Leaf has 29,000 on it. That's awful. Dude, that happens over here sometimes. I had a Toyota. It was called a Spazio. Second gen Spazio. It was crap. It was a 7-passenger car, but you couldn't use the rear seats. Even a baby could barely fit in the back of that car. But it was cute, kind of cute, and I got a good deal on it. It was the first Toyota I ever had any trouble with, right off the bat. The paint was starting to rust, brand new. I took it in for that, and then the transmission, about 2 years into it, the transmission started acting up. And I said, okay, I want to trade it in. And I took it to my dealer where I bought it from, and I said, I want to trade it for something else. And they offered me such a bad resale value, and I was like, you guys got to be kidding. That's where I started buying Honda. So I went over to Honda. Honda offered me a lot better deal because they wanted to make a sale. And so I was able to I wasn't going to be underwater with it, so they gave me a good resale value on the Toyota. And so I was able to get a Honda Edix. That's a 6-passenger compact car over here. And it's really cool. It does 3 in the front, 3 in the back. But they're not bench seats. They're trippy seats. They go zigzag. Trippy seats. And it was an awesome car. It was a lot of fun. Great fuel economy. And then I went from that to a K car. And from there, I went to the Leaf. Yeah, I went from Edix to Inbox to Leaf. And then went back to Inbox, unfortunately. But now I'm back to the Leaf. Still stuck with the Inbox for now, but I'm doing everything I can. I am taking it around trying to figure out how to get rid of it. I am being offered really good money on it, but I'm still a little bit underwater. And if this happened 2 years ago, I would have no problem being able to pay the difference. I just don't have the money right now to pay the difference to get rid of it. Yeah, Honda's have a really good resale value. It's a shame about that. Smooth Opera, I feel for you, buddy. I feel for you. That's messed up. They won't even give you anything for it. That's messed up. So bad. RAV4 is 18 kilowatt hour. Yes. Pretty big battery for a hybrid. Exactly, Aaron. You know about it. Yes. Good. I love it. I love when my subscribers are up to stuff on me. Because I didn't do a lot. I didn't have time to do preparation. It's just too hot. I don't feel like doing it. Thank you so much I forgot what the kilowatt hour. Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, and it is crazy good range for a hybrid with just a plug-in. Just the battery range alone is really good. It's a big car. It's a real SUV. It's about the same size as what they call the X-Trail over here. I think it's called over in America. You guys call it the Rogue or something maybe. It's a full-size SUV. Beautiful. It's a nice-looking car. It's got all the gadgets to it too as well, and it's a Toyota. It has a really good resale value, just like the Hondas. So that would be a good option. Once again, I am not a hybrid fan, but Toyota has a really excellent history with their hybrids. They don't break down so often. It's usually a battery issue, and that's on the older NiCad ones. These are lithium ions. I don't think I'm gonna have a problem with the batteries like they did with the NiCads, and that's about it. Oh, and they do have problems with their inverters. The inverters go bad sometimes. The DC to DC converters or inverters, I can't remember which one it is. They go bad on the. I watched Scotty, he talks about that. But that's still, once again, those are pretty old hybrids he was working on. Toyota has a really good track record with the hybrids not breaking down too often. So it is something. Also just says, bye, wife and I have to visit family. I'll call. Thanks, buddy. Have a good one. Thanks for joining me. So, anyways, I'm down to 3 people. I'm going to cut this short because you can tell I'm dying here. To cut this shorter, to get back to what we're talking about, the Aria is a nice car, but nothing to blow anybody away with. And the price, I don't think, is very competitive. Even if in America it's starting at $50,000, I don't think it's starting at $50,000. You're still your Model Model 3 and Model Y territory. You're also $50,000, heck, you're 4-wheel drive Cybertruck territory. I mean, that's just that brand. I mean, there's so many other cars over there in America. You got the Mustang coming out, the E-Mustang. You've got all those Kias, Hyundais. You've got tons of options over in America compared to what I have. Too little, too late, and also, people aren't going to trust that company anymore. I think, and it's still going on. The damage, they're not really doing much for damage control. The mess is just still going on. We've got Kelly's trial coming up next month. It's not, dude. We might not have a Nissan much longer. It would also, that's another reason why it'd be dangerous to buy an Aria. I mean, Nissan Corp America might be gone in the near future. You don't want to buy a car from them and not have a sort of, your warranty. I don't know how that would work if you lost the dealerships. Let's see. Yeah, I watched Alex on autos. I am not a hybrid person. Right. I'm not a hybrid person myself either. But if I was forced to buy one, I don't have a lot of options over here, guys. And if I was looking at used cars like 5 years from now, looking for a used EV, and I have my choice between the Honda E, I don't have a lot of options over here. The Aria, the Leaf, or the Toyota RAV4, because right now it's all they have for EVs, right? Is that plug-in version, which is really not an EV, it's a hybrid. But anyways, if the price was right, I'd actually be interested in that bigger car. Another thing that Nissan did, I don't know if you guys are aware of over here. You probably aren't aware of it. They've taken out the charge system. I'm grandfathered in, so I still have 3.5 years left on my $20 a month flat rate charge plan. So I can use any quick charger in Japan, and I don't get charged. I just pay $20 a month flat rate. That's gone for anybody who buys a Nissan right now. Any Nissan. They don't have that, and it's wicked expensive. Their new program, the charge program, isn't any cheaper than Tesla over here. So that's not an option. They just shot themselves in the foot. And Nissan's falling apart, guys. It's just falling apart. Stay away from Nissan. And also stay away from Nissan just for what they did to Gone. I love my Leaf, and I'll continue to support the first gen Leafs because that was first. How to say it? Not second gen. But the 1.5 gens, the 2012 on first gen Leafs, I will support those because those are Gones, and he did a great job. That's a great car, and the resale value is so low that you can get a really good deal on that car. And the battery packs you can buy either refurbished. There's companies out there they'll repair your batteries. I know that Nissan in other countries is kind of being stingy. They won't sell you a battery pack. But there are other options. A lot of companies out there will replenish your battery pack, and that might be a way to go. Great cars. They are good cars. Yeah, they have about I would say safely a 7 to 8 year car life. But if you're only paying $7,000, $8,000 for the car, and then maybe $3,000 more for the battery pack, it might be a viable option for 5 years, or for 7 to 8 years. Might be a viable option for a car. But I am okay with recommending a hybrid for other people. It's just not for me. Right, Aaron, I get that. I mean, I don't have a lot of options, and I would never normally buy a hybrid, but that Toyota RAV4 has got my interest peaked because I think for my everyday usage, I would never use gas. I was always interested in that, what was it called? They don't make it anymore. The Chevy Volt, the Volt. The second gen Volt actually had really good range. It never made it over here, but if it made it over here, the range would have been ridiculous. It would have been better than the RAV4, obviously. And that would have been more than enough. I could have gone to Tokyo and back on one charge. No problem. It would have been way more than enough for everyday use. And then for long trips, because it's not a Nissan, I would have had to pay for the charging. It would have just been best to go to gasoline and just let the engine charge up the batteries eventually, and then just use it as a hybrid on the long trips. But yeah, that never made it over here, and so that's why if I was, I'm not buying new anymore. I'm not planning on buying a car probably for at least 4 years at the most. I'll wait. I'm gonna wait 4 more years. As soon as it's 4 years from now. When that time comes, I'll see what's available on the used market. Arias are still gonna be wicked expensive because that's gonna be under the basic. It's gonna be a Infiniti. To me, it's like Infiniti version. It's gonna be a high end car, so probably they'll be going for like $50,000 used. The Honda E's still they're $50,000 without options and tax and licensing, so it's probably gonna be $35,000 used. That's not an option for me. I want to be in the teens. No, I don't want to go over the teens for a used car. So I don't know what I'm going to have available for me. Might be a RAV4. I don't know. Yeah, Chevy Volt. Okay, let's see. What does it say? Nissan says, I currently drive a Toyota Aqua. Oh, yeah. My parents had that. My in-laws had that. And Trinidad, okay. And Tobago have no infrastructure for electric vehicles. Right. And my in-laws had the same car. It's called a Prius C in America, the Aqua. I found it a little boring to drive, but the fuel economy is crazy good on that car. Especially put the brake in the B mode, put the brake in B mode, and just try to do as close to one pedal shifting as it can, or one pedal driving as it can on that car. It does pretty good on fuel economy. It does. Small battery pack in that puppy, and when that engine kicks in, it's pretty noisy. But it's a comfortable car for the most part for its size, and fuel economy is really good on that. So I bet you're enjoying that car. I thought it was a little boring. I almost fell asleep one time driving that car. Not a lot of power. Not a lot of power in that car. Not for, I'm used to that, I'm used to that, the torque. I'm used to the big EV torque. And the hybrids don't really have that. They have a little bit, but not like a full EV. But yeah, I see what you're talking about. You don't have much infrastructure. And we have crazy good infrastructure, but it's going south. They're starting to charge, and they're not charging cheap rates over here. Electricity is high. I knew this day was going to come. I've talked about it in my previous videos. I have 3.5 years yet before it really hits me. When that happens, that's why I'm thinking maybe a plug-in hybrid. Because gasoline, believe it or not, is cheaper in some cases than electricity sometimes. Right now, they're about even, but sometimes gasoline is cheaper than electricity on rates. And they're not cheap. To do a quick charge in this country, it's not cheap anymore. Teslas are wicked expensive. It's not Tesla's fault. I talked to a guy, I found out it's just government regulations and things like that. But at least with a Tesla, in a 30-minute charge, after a 30-minute charge on a supercharger, you have pretty good range. Not so much on a Nissan, because their charge is still only 50 kilowatts. So you have a bigger battery. Like the Aria is going to suck over here. I feel bad for anybody who buys an Aria in this country. They haven't done they had a story a couple years ago saying they're going to come out with a 900 kilowatt charger with a collaboration with China company building these new super powerful chargers. It's never come to fruition. We still are stuck with only 50 kilowatt chargers. Can you imagine that Aria with a 50 kilowatt charger trying to do a quick charge on that thing? And you're only allowed to do 30 minutes at a time when you're at a highway stop. You can only do 30 minutes, and then if there's a queue behind you, you have to get out and get back in line. So it would be murder trying to go anywhere in that car. It's not viable. It's so underwhelming, that car, for the price. It's so underwhelming. The Honda has got the really cool user interface. The dash is kind of cute. The car itself is cute. It's got something going for it, at least something unique. The Aria, no. There's way better electric SUVs out there already. Sorry, that's how I feel. Okay, I'll give Nissan on interior build. They're going to have a higher rating to me on quality than Tesla has on interior, like materials and build quality. But still, no, I'll take no. Not what's going on with Nissan lately. And also, I'm just really upset about what happened to Ghosn and everything. And that Kelly guy, he's in bad shape health-wise. He's in bad shape. I feel for that guy. I currently drive a Toyota. Okay, I already got that. She says, it's interesting how the Volt works. That's what got me into EV. Yeah. The Leaf cost a lot less than a Volt used to. Yeah. And so I think a Leaf is a viable choice for a lot of Americans. I understand America is a huge country, so trying to go any kind of long distance in a Leaf, it's a pain in the ass. It's not impossible, but it's a pain. It is a pain to travel 400, 500 miles in a first-gen Leaf. I get that. But it's not impossible. It isn't. But it's a pain. But if you're planning on just maybe once a year taking that trip and having that pain in the butt, it's worth it, guys. I've had to deal with that. I've had to do that. I've taken trips in that. I had the EMV and I went to Kyoto and back. That was 600 miles round trip. And it wasn't easy. If you watch my video, that was not easy because it kept getting so hot I couldn't charge anymore because I was doing the middle of 40-degree temperature over here. It was over 100 degrees temperature outside, and that car is even worse than the Leaf for air cooling because it's a gasoline car that was converted to electric. So it was murder going anywhere with that car. But because my main use is everyday use and it works so flawlessly and beautifully for everyday use, I was willing to put up with that pain in the butt driving experience once a year. it's worth it to me. And I think you guys can deal with it. I think it'd be okay. It's not the end of the world having to take twice as long to go somewhere, that one time a year. For those of you that don't travel a lot, I'm saying. For those of you that don't travel a lot and just need a good daily runner, there is nothing wrong with the first gen Leaf. They are really good cars. This thing's proving itself to me big time. I'm loving it. I haven't had any issues with it ever. Not yet. Tires only. So I really can't stop recommending a used first gen Leaf for anybody that just needs like 100 miles a day usage. It's great. Currently driving to, okay. Yeah, okay, we hit everything. All right, guys. Oh, crap. Let's see here. Okay. I think I'm going to end the stream. It was good catching base with you guys. I am so sorry I haven't done a stream for a long time. It's just wicked hot. And honestly, I can't in good conscience with what's going on. There's so many people being affected. It's not just me. I know that. I'm not the only one being affected by this stupid thing going on with everybody stuck in their houses and stores closing so early and all this stuff. And I feel for you guys. I feel for you because I think America's worse shape than we are over here. Like I've told you guys before, Japan can't force lockdowns. It's only voluntary. But America, they are enforcing things. And people are losing their jobs. It's making things really bad for you guys. And I can't in good conscience be recommending $40,000, $50,000 cars. I can't. Just hold on to your money. You just don't know what's going to happen. If we get past this, if this thing does finally blow over, like some people are thinking, I think we're only in phase 1. I think phase 2 will be coming this winter. Things are even going to get worse than before. That's the stuff I'm hearing on my end, like the channels I watch. They're saying phase 2 is going to be worse than phase 1. If that's the case, I really don't want to recommend anybody spending any money right now. Hang in there, guys. My thoughts and prayers are with all of you. And it kills me. I can't even fly over. There to visit my own family. And if I could get over there and visit you guys and just do something where we could just get away and just have a good time and not think about what's going on with our everyday lives, it would be great to be able to do something like that. I really would love to do that. I can't even fly over there because Japan's airports are locked down. They are locked down. If I was to go over to America, I wouldn't be able to come back. And then what would my family do? So I'm stuck. And you don't know how that feels because I have a mom that's sick, a mother that's sick. She's old. She's in her 80s, and she's not doing well. Her health is not good. And that's not even an option to think about going there because I get over there, I'm stuck, and then my family starves over here. So my thoughts and prayers are with you all. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you so much for everything. You haven't left me. I'm at 2,060 subscribers, even though I haven't done a thing in months. That's awesome, guys. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you for your support. I really do. I love you all, guys. I love you guys. I've missed talking with you guys. I hope things are going to start cooling down soon, I think. Hope we can have more conversations soon. And if there's something like a reasonable price car or something reasonable that we can do, I can do a video about, I'll do that. I'm just not going to make any review videos or recommendation videos of 50 or more, 50K plus cars. I'm not going to do it. Not right now. Too many people are in a world of hurt. And, yeah. Let's just keep positive. And what goes on out there when we're outside, just try to ignore it as best you can. Like I try to keep it from my own students and stuff. And family is most important. Do things with your family, spend time with your family or friends, and just ignore the stuff. And life will be a little easier to do that. Just try to ignore it and just focus on friends and family, and keep crushing out there, guys. All right, good talk, and I can't wait to see you again. Thank you so much.